Well, ain't no mountain high enough for our next guest. She's the high-flying teenager conquering her dreams one step at a time. The daughter of an adventure tour operator, the girl from country Queensland's love for trekking began age 6. Alyssa Azar walked the gruelling Kokoda track at only 8, climbed to the peak of Mount Kilimanjaro at 14, and attempted Mt Everest twice. After battling earthquakes and avalanches, it was a case of third time lucky for the young adventurer, finally making it to the roof of the world earlier this year at the age of 19, becoming the youngest Australian ever to make it to the summit. Now running the family business, leading treks around the world, there's plenty of adventure ahead for Alyssa.
There she is. What are you doing in school holidays, kids? We're delighted to welcome the incredible Alyssa Azar to the stage.
Wow.
Big round of applause. Man,
Amazing.
makes me sick how much reach you need. How was it?
Yeah, it was amazing. We had a 2-month expedition in April, May this year, and got to the summit on the 21st of May, and it was just incredible.
Take us back though, because I mean that takes extra courage given that you tried twice before. What happened on those first 2 attempts?
Yeah, my first expedition was in 2014, and the same season, so we trekked into base camp, which is our home while we're over there between climbs on the mountain, and before we'd even started, there was an avalanche in the icefall, which is the first section on the mountain, and it killed 16 Sherpas. And because of that, the season was effectively shut down, and so I returned again the year later to have another go, and 2015 went over there again. We were in base camp for a couple of weeks this time, acclimatizing, and the day that we were meant to start climbing on the mountain, the Nepal earthquake hit, and that was obviously massively devastating, so immediately shut the season down again, and yeah, decided to come back for a third time and have another crack at it.
Wow. So what happened when you reached the summit? Do you have time to stop and reflect and take it in?
Very short window. We've got like 20 minutes, which is how long I spent on the summit. It's take some photos and then try and take in where you are and just enjoy it and then head back down.
Because the descent is, it can be even worse than the ascent.
Yeah, you're much more exhausted by that time, and I had it in the back of my mind, just have to keep focused, and we got all the way down to Camp 2 that day to try and get back out of the altitude.
So the question is, if it's that hard to get up there with all these things that have gone on around you, and even to get up there, and you only get 20 minutes up there, and then it's a pain in the neck to get down, like why would you go there? Why would you do it?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. It's really hard to answer it. I guess it's sort of been an addictive process of completing climbs, going through the training, the hardship, and then getting to be on the summit, that feeling of accomplishment, and to do it at the highest level of Everest was really what drove me.
There must be part of you that just wants to grab a piece of cardboard and slide the whole way down. obviously that's not workable. We've spoken before on the show here a number of times.
Yeah.
What about the challenges? Talk about the challenges. Give us an insight into, for us being mortals, so I find it hard to get up the stairs.
Yeah, well, the climb starts off straight up in the icefall, which is the most dangerous section on the mountain. And so there's these huge seracs, which are ice blocks, and you're crossing ladders across big crevasses. You're climbing up these huge seracs. There's like 5 ladders tied together, and that's what you're climbing. And so, and from there, day one, that's day one of climbing. And then, we're climbing for 6 weeks on the mountain, doing rotations to acclimatise before we can even attempt the summit. And so we're pretty much living over there.
I would imagine just basic day-to-day life, things that we all take for granted, are very, very difficult.
Yeah, when you get home, everything feels really easy. Just to go to the bathroom, go have a shower, all of that stuff you can't really do out there. And if you do, you need to be in all your cold weather gear. Like it got up to -40 at times. So.
Wow. What do you do if you want to go to the loo when you're halfway up?
Oh, it might not be worth it. When you're up high?
There's a book about it all, right?
Yes.
That's where you might be able to read some of those details. Tell us about the book.
Yeah, so I've got the book. It came out just in the last few days now, and so it's The Girl Who Climbed Everest, and it really goes right back to where it all started, Kokoda, right through to the final climb. So
what's next?
Next, I like to finish the 7 summits, the highest point on each of the 7 continents. So my next one is in South America, and I've got 4 to go.
Good on you.
Wow. My friend, can I get a inspiration? Absolutely inspiration. You must be tuning for a box of hot chips when you're up there.
Oh, yeah.
You start dreaming,
Start
don't you?
imagining food, yeah, for sure.
Lovely to meet you,
Congratulations.
Alyssa. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming in.
Thanks,
well
Matt.
done.
I don't go anywhere without the NASA undies. Just doing the
Good idea. All right, still to come, we're making our first cash call worth